Good morning, YouTube. I hope all is well this morning. I am here doing my walk, 10:36 or 10:37. Got up a little bit late this morning, was up late last night working on my website. I want y'all to check it out. I added some more products on there and a couple more services. And I'm still going to do some more work on it today. I got some more stuff I want to add to it. And it's so funny, like, man, I was up. I got home at about 3 o'clock yesterday. Was it 3? Yeah, about 3. And I didn't get done till like 12:30. And I was like, this is like a whole work day. Just to add a few things on, update it a little bit. But anyway, let me see. Okay, so, it's kind of like when people talk about having your own business. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, when people talk about having your own business, how, you be up all night working on stuff or whatever, and just that how much of your time it actually takes. But, you enjoy it, hopefully, if it's your own. Well, so anyway, I am back working in the schools. We started on Thursday with orientation and training. And you would think like, well, what kind of training does a sub need? A little bit, but not much. But the orientation was nice. The district I'm in, that I work in, all of us got together, all met at the high school, all the faculty and staff from all the schools, which I enjoyed that. My sound keep going out on my phone. Hold on. All right. Anyway. Hey. Good. How are you?
All right.
But anyway, every time I see that guy, I'm like, he looks so familiar. I think I know him from one of the schools, but whatever. So that was nice, the orientation, seeing everybody from the schools and whatnot that I met, all the faculty and staff. That's always fun. And then, they gave us a nice box lunch. To just be able to see, because I've worked in 2 different schools in the same district. So the one school, I was at the high school from November to April last year. So I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of faculty, a lot of staff there. And then I went to the middle school from April, actually through July. I was really just to the end of the school year, but I ended up doing summer school, which was jump start. And so I miss my people from the high school. So it was so good to see them. But whenever school starts, I feel like my mind automatically goes to fall, autumn, and it's not quite autumn yet. Not, I think in September. Is that when it hits? September first day? Is it September 21st or something like that? But anyway, good morning. Anyway, I was in for the beginning of the school year. Well, for the year they had placed me in one of the elementary buildings. And one of the subs from the middle school was like, see if you come back over here. Because one of the building subs, he got a permanent position at a private school. So I was like, I don't want to ask, I don't want to cause no disturbance. But I eventually asked. And I had to wait a few days. But the lady who they hired to go to the middle school building, she wanted to be with the younger grades because that was her experience. And I wanted to be in the middle school. So it worked out. They were able to switch us. So I'm real glad about that. And it's so funny because we were in training yesterday, and we all had to introduce. We were the subs. We had our training, and they were asking each. You know how you got to introduce yourself and all that type of thing. So, good morning. How y'all doing? Good. So they were asking, how long you been with the district, what school, and I told them, I was like, but I want to go back to the middle school. You want to go back to the middle school? People think that that's crazy because you know how middle schoolers are, their age. But I really liked it. Dare I say I loved it. And I did. So, but the position I had at the middle school was different. I was still a sub, but I was a sub in the administration side. Now I'll just go back to being a teacher sub, teacher sub, but I still liked it, Might be a little different, but they know me in the building and I know them. Now I love the high school, don't get me wrong. High school is a little boring though. Because like I said, by that age, except for the freshmen, I mean, they're starting to settle down. All of that running in the hall and loud and boisterous that they do in middle school. High school, they don't usually really do that. So they're a little calmer. They're a little calmer, by the time they get to that space. And it's just boring. But I like the high schoolers. I like, in that district, I like the high school. I like a lot of the faculty, staff, the guards, teachers, and whatnot. I got to know a lot of them. And because it was like kind of boring sometimes, or, I might go to work at the high school and there was just really no class for me to cover. So I just be there. All day like, don't leave though, don't leave the building. No problem. Go in the library, do some work, whatever, And but that gave me time to really, get to know people and talk and all that kind of thing, which was good. So that's why I was saying I really liked the orientation. Not seeing people for so long and then seeing them. It's like, hey, you back? Yeah, I'm back. So that's cool for me. Good morning. I really like that district too. I mean, it has its problems. Every place does, and mind you, I'm just a building sub, so I don't really have to deal with a whole lot of the politics and stuff. Even when I subbed at the middle school on the administrative side, I'm still just a sub. So a lot of the stuff, that we typically find on any job or anywhere. Hey, I don't know nothing about that. I don't have to deal with none of that. Just come on in, cover the class, cover the position. Thank you. Here's your pay. Happy to have you. And for me, that's kind of good because I don't like politics of a job. But you know what? It's really politics everywhere. It don't damn matter. Okay? But that's why I like being an adjunct professor. I was adjunct. It's almost like being a sub. Come on in, cover the class, grade, lecture, etc., etc. Here's your evaluation. Here's your check. Hopefully you'll be back next semester. I will. And that's the end of that. So that's good. That's good for a person like me. For now. Because good morning. How y'all doing? All right, looking good. Because even if you have your own business, it's politics to that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I always feel like, hell, there's politics in your home life, you know. This shit is everywhere, you know. But the pay is not terrible. You know, it's such a shortage for teachers right now. When I started subbing, which was a year, not a full year, but the year before the pandemic hit, it was a shortage of subs. Terrible shortage of subs, you know. I go to a building, sometimes I had to like double up, you know, on my assignment in the building because it's a shortage of subs. I refuse, though, not to take a lunch. I'm not going to allow that because, especially depending on the environment I'm working in. You know, like when I was at the middle school, man, listen, sometimes teachers won't come to work, like on, especially Fridays. Whew. Fridays, honey. And I didn't just, you know, do my administrative part. I was pretty much like the role of dean, I think, of students, something like that, student support coordinator. Some districts call it a dean of students. I think they changed the name this year to dean of students, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I still would have to sub a class if teachers weren't there. So I'm having discipline, doing my duties, and subbing classes. And one Friday, I told them I had to, they was just like straight all day. I got to my lunch late, and I like to go sit in my car and have my lunch, just to kind of break away. And I was shaking a little bit because I hadn't eaten. I was like, nope, this won't happen again to me. So the next time I was like, no, I have to eat. I don't care. And I have to step away. I don't care if it's for 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take my lunch, you know. Okay, Miss Lewis. You know what I'm saying? You know. And, you know, we can complain because, like, when I was at the high school, it was just like 30-minute lunch. But the thing about the high school, depending on, you know, what your sub position is, you may not have a class for like an hour and a half, you know, almost 2 hours sometimes a little bit over 2 hours. So, and if that's the only thing they need you for, I mean, you have some really good breaks. And then at the high school and middle schools, good morning, how you all doing? Good morning. High schools and middle schools, it's always planning periods. Teachers always have planning periods, you know. So they have their lunch and a planning period. Good morning. So, you know, what is it for a sub to plan? Nothing. You know, so you have decent breaks. Sometimes though, like I said, if it's kind of empty that day, all you make it is your little lunch. So at the high school, it was like a 30-minute lunch break. And, you know, just as complaining goes, you like to complain about it, but at the same time, it really ain't no complaint. High school, you just give them the information, sit down, that's it. And like I said, the students are so chill at that age. Now, I'm not saying that students in high schools don't give no problems, you know, have no problems in high schools. Of course you do. But I think I'm kind of comparing it to some of the other grades, like middle school, for example. Or, I can't even really say so much the districts. This district I'm in now is the only one where I've worked in the high school. I mean, I did work at another high school once when my very first assignment, yeah, as a sub a couple years ago, was a high school. And I've only been to that high school like twice. No. I'm wrong. There was 2 other high schools I've been to. But again, same thing. I mean, you get a silly person in there every now and then, you know. Usually, with my experience in high school, if you found a student who wanted to challenge you as a sub, they usually was a freshman. They usually were freshmen. Maybe occasionally a sophomore. Good morning. But for the most part, it was always freshmen. And for the most part, like I say, juniors and seniors, like whatever. You know, they just come in class. Now, they may not do what they're supposed to be doing, but they're not going to give you no hard time about it either. You know, for the most part. Middle school. So you might say, well, why do you like middle school? I like those students. I like that age group. They're fun. I like watching them in that developmental part of their life, you know, where they're coming from being little ones, you know, to becoming, you know, older teenagers, not adults, but older teenagers. So they're kind of in that in-between stage, their personalities. I don't know. I just like that age group. I just do. They're fun. They keep you on your toes. They really do. I don't know. I just do. That's all I can say. But, so I'm kind of looking forward to the school year. You know, see what it's gonna be. Think about that church song where they say, people run on, see what the end gonna be. Let's see what this school year gonna be. You know, and I like being housed in a building as opposed to like before when I was working with an agency. I'm at a whole bunch of different buildings, various buildings, you know. And I get to choose where I want to go, you know, sure. But I like being housed in a building. You know, it's good. You get to know the kids. They get to know you. You are a permanent part of the staff there. And, you know, that's your building. And I like that. So, you know, and I've been asked a few times about getting a license, you know, the teaching license certification. I think it's licensing, rather. Yeah, license. And there are a couple programs that I've been hit to that I'm going to check on, as well as I like the teaching. I do. But when I worked on that administrative side, man, I loved that. I loved that more than the teaching. I was kind of surprised too. I mean, well, as a sub teacher, I don't really teach. Now, if I'm in an elementary school, depends on the teacher, they may have a whole program for you. Okay. From the moment you get there to the end of the day, and you got to teach them lessons. And there was a couple times it was kind of frustrating because I'm not a lower education teacher, and they had their teaching, you know, their lesson plan, their whatever that book is they use. I'm like, I cannot read this shit. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, so well, elementary, you never know what you're going to get, you know, because you may have some teachers who just will leave, how you doing? You may have some teachers who leave nothing but like, have them color this, you know, I mean, just real simple stuff for the whole day, which sometimes is good, but it depends on the class. Because I had a class one time, you will not believe, but I'll tell you, my worst classes were first and second. Or was it second and third? My worst classes were second and third. I mean, like, horrid. Where it was so crazy at one of the schools, I didn't call for them, but they sent the police there because the class was really, really bad, okay? And the teacher, and we're talking about it in the suburbs, okay, a district in the suburbs, okay? So, I don't know what folks think, but the teacher, it was the end of the school year. It was when I first started subbing. And by that point, I learned, how to be as a sub. You can't be going there nice and sweet. I don't care. It could be the best class on earth. Okay? You're a sub. I think I talked about this before. I'm not sure. You're a sub. It doesn't matter. You're a sub. Young people going to be young people. And they're going to, children going to be children. And they're going to take advantage of it. Okay? And you will have children who will act out with a sub who normally never act out. It might really get real smart and sassy with you. And look, he is trying to get there, ain't he? Oh my goodness, look at him. You have children who act out with a sub, just do things that's totally not even in their personality. Flip at the lip, all kind of stuff, But anyway, so in that particular class, the teacher, it was like, I think it was April? Maybe it was May. The teacher, she couldn't hack it no more. She stopped going. So they had to have subs come in and cover to the end of the day. I actually think that she had some illnesses, too, that was brought on by the stress of that particular class. But the reality was, teachers would tell me, you have to establish the class, what do they call it? I forget what they call it, but the environment for the class, first 2 weeks of school. That's it. Whatever you're doing in the first 2 weeks, that's what it's going to be the rest of the year. And I ran into that teacher, honestly, in the same district but another school. And we were talking about it. We were talking about her class. And she was like, oh my God. I had to get out of there. But then too, I can tell you one thing. If the administration in the building does not support you, teacher, sub, whatever, it's kind of a wrap. So I don't know if that's what she was going through in that building. But anyway, the day before I subbed, a sub came in. Lady, she's real cool. I love subbing too, because it's like we see each other everywhere. And this lady been subbing for about 30 years. And the kids were so bad. One of them hit her, threw a chair, somebody threw a chair at her or a desk. This is second grade. She left because, she let the head of the building know what's going on. They gave her no support. Okay, so she left for the day. She didn't stay. And I did do that once. Not there. This was a totally different, this was a school in the city. This school was, I had no idea what this school was. It was a lot of ED. I think the whole entire school was. It was strange. Okay, and they don't let you know where you're going, like what kind of school it is or anything. Here's a school. Here's a day. If you accept it, you accept it. And they don't, this agency, they don't really penalize you if you leave. Because if it's some kind of extenuating circumstances, not you just leave, just fucking leave, then that may be a problem. But if you let the agency know, hey, listen, blah, 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 they'll work with you no. Because, they need subs, And it's really kind of in a sense, throwing the subs out there to the wolves, But we sign up for it too, So, this other school where I did leave, it was so fucking ridiculous. And I could have stayed, but the problem was, and that was another class where the teacher, they said she had a nervous breakdown. in the room. Ambulance had to come get. I mean, she was like, she just was not going back there. But the problem was, yeah, the students, sure. However, and I think that was like second grade too. I'm not really sure. But it wasn't over. No, they weren't third grade. It was like first or second grade. Something in my back of my mind keeps saying kindergarten, but I don't think it was kindergarten. But so it might have been first grade, but I don't know. It might have been kindergarten. But anyway, what happened? One of the aides in the building told me, legally, because it's whatever kind of school it was, there has to be someone in here with you. And she was like, they didn't tell you that? I was like, no, but there's nobody else in here. No, they was like, they can't do that, So I went to the front. I asked her to watch the room. And she said normally she would be the person in there. However, she had to go help out in another room. So I went and I told him, I said, hey, and I did need help. Honestly, I did. I mean, we're not talking about anything where they could control themselves in any way. It just, there had to be, really need to be 2 more people in there if you ask me, But anyway, these are the kind of kids that have to be restrained. Okay, this was the level, and a room full of them, not like 1 or 2. You understand what I'm saying? Just about every child in the room, And I told them, I was like, hey, I'm supposed to have someone in there with me. From what I understand, the aide came and told me, and it was like, you are. I was like, well, how come there's no one there? There really was no reason. It was kind of sad. Now, this was not a school in the suburbs. This was in a city. It was just like they just didn't give a damn. And really, it was more so like the secretaries and whatnot, admin assistants. I don't think it was so much that they didn't give them. It's like, well, what can we do? You know what I'm saying? We here, we work here, we see all the BS, but there's nothing we can do. So I go back. I kept telling them, you better get somebody in here, So they finally got somebody in there. It was a lady who came in and told me. And it was just out of control. And I was like, I don't see how anybody could how anybody could be a teacher in this room, period. And it wasn't a thing of reasoning, or threats of discipline or anything like that. That's just, there was no understanding of that. No comprehension of that in any way. It was not something, it was beyond, okay, the parents is just terrible. It's probably a little bit of that, neglect, emotional neglect, physical neglect, all kind of neglect, you know what I'm saying? And as well as whatever the mental health issues or the, ED situations were. Okay, a whole entire room. And I don't mean 5 kids, okay? I had at least about maybe 20, maybe 22 kids in there, something like that. And just like every child in the room, like that. And you're talking about 2-year-old, second grade, first grade, something like that, okay? So there was violence, kid just going up, slapping and hitting, and I'm trying to straighten that out, but I got to be careful, And I went, I was like, I told the lady to stay. She's trying to restrain the kids and whatnot. Go get the principal. This person gave no fucks whatsoever. This motherfucker didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. He had on his shirt with his fraternity gear on it because it was a Friday, so it was probably dress down day. Had his nose tooted up in the air. Didn't give a fuck. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. If you're not going to handle this, you're not going to send me the real help that I need in here, I'm leaving. Period. You just gonna leave. You goddamn right. I'm just gonna leave. Okay? You're not gonna have me in here. And you don't have the, what you're supposed to have in the room. Okay? And you expect me, because it wasn't just a thing of them not having the aide in the room. Like I said, she came in. There were some other things that they didn't have in place. I don't remember everything. I had first started, like I said, subbing. I don't give a fuck. You goddamn right. You just don't care. Just get into the sub as long as the room is covered for the day. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You up here switching and walking around, like you the head mistress in charge. So you, with your paternity shit on, and you better than everybody in the fucking building. You get your motherfucking ass in there and do the work. I'm out. Cause ain't no fucking child gonna hit me and bite on me and all that kind of crazy ass shit. Okay. Like they doing, in there with each other, okay? And the poor kids, those kind of rooms, the poor kids who do try to listen and learn, it's fucking impossible. And some of them kids, like, you can see the anxiety on them because there's too much going on in the room. So then they develop this, because they have to go there every day. So, and I'm not talking about just that room, I'm talking about in general now. At that school, I'm talking about in general. They develop this anxiety. I mean, we all have anxiety to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But then it becomes something that becomes a problem. Because every single day for 9 months out of the year, okay, they have to go in this environment. And it's unfortunate because what happens is the focus becomes on the students who are problematic. And the students who aren't, it just becomes a thing of, well, thank God. Okay? Thank God. But at the same time, they're not getting the attention they need. And they're shrinking and shrinking and shrinking more and more and more because it's just too much aggressiveness and problems going on in the room. Like, let me get back to this one class, so this second grade class. So, what that was in the suburbs. So I go the next day, and they kept running to the room. Is you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Them kids were so mean and nasty to me. Okay? They were. So I was like, okay, how the hell I'm gonna deal with this? Because all right, you too. It's the end of the school year. They had learned that their intimidation tactics with whoever, okay, with whatever adult worked, Why am I gonna let that work with me, So I'm like, okay, I gotta find a new method here, I ain't about to shrink with a bunch of second graders. Are you fucking kidding me? You understand what I'm saying? So I just gave them what they gave me in an appropriate fashion. And they understood that. It took more than half the day because I'm not talking about just one kid or two or three. It was like 1, 2, or 3 who was calm and chill. Okay. Oh boy. But we had so much fun by the end of that day. After I got right with them and dished to them what they dished to me in the same manner. Oh, okay, that's how the look on their face was. I mean, you'd be surprised. They're young, but these children are old. Okay. It was the spirit of, oh, this is new. Yup. I'm sure it is. It's new for me, too. And, by the end of the day, Got all kind of hugs, all kind of pictures. Miss Lewis, come back, Miss Lewis. And I'm thinking, hell no. But the next year that I went, I think I told you guys this. The next year that I went, go in the office. Good morning, Miss Lewis. Good morning. Miss Lewis, you remember that class from last year? Which one now? Yes, I remember. Guess what? That's what we're going to need you today. They're in the 3rd grade now. What? And we got a couple of extra doozies in there for you. Listen, I had so much fun with them kids. The struggle, the tug of war. I walked in there, one of the kids was like, ah. Like, oh, you remember me from last year, don't you? Yeah, you in here today? I sure am, baby. I sure am. Oh, they had one little boy. He wasn't in the room the year before. They was like, he's the worst. I'm like, he can't be worse than this one and that one and this. They was like, he is. Teacher left a note. If you make him your helper for the day, he won't give you no problems. And I did. I said, cool. Made him my helper. Good morning. And he was cool for a long time. Then, that thing, that's whatever's up in him, it came through, started to come through. I told him, I said, listen, you're supposed to be my helper. How can you be an example to the rest of the kids if you're going to be like this? You are a leader in the room. All right, Miss Lewis. So he would calm down. But by the end of the day, he just couldn't help himself. I mean, that was a long day for him. It was this one little boy, this little chubby kid. He was in the room the year before. This boy was, I don't know, I'm like, his mama must have had him and she was 60. He was old as hell. Just old. I love this kid. He was so smart, so intelligent. He looked like it was just like he had some wisdom. Like, how can you have this kind of wisdom at your age? It was like, and he told me, he was like, I'm a storyteller. And he didn't mean like liar, because we was all sitting around, we were doing story time. And I was like, you look like that. I mean, like a little priest, a Buddha, shaman, something along them lines is what he looked like, But he was tough too. He liked to fight. There was another little kid. Oh, this little boy was the cutest little thing. Oh my God. That little boy. He liked to fight. He had a lot of aggression up in him. But I wanted to tell him, you like to fight, but you're going to have to learn how. Because I had him 2 years. And he was in a different class the next year. Every time, start a fight, get mad and aggressive over small little things. He'd get mollywopped every time. Every time. But he did express why he was, some of his stuff. Because the first year I had him, we sat around in a circle, did a little story time. And one of the little sassiest girls in the class, real fast. You know what they said back in the day, real fast. I said, y'all pick a book. She said, I got a book. I said, what book you got? I got this book from home. My mama gave me this book. What's the book? It was something about, it was something about God and children. Okay? God loving the children. I can't remember. And at first I was like, I don't know if I should read this, But I didn't know what to do. So I just read the book. And, that it kind of opened the door for them, each one, to talk about their feelings and whatnot. So that little boy had expressed some things. That was pretty sad, that he felt from home. But anyway, man, here's this here. Anyway, no, I have not been on the other side. I don't think in about 4 weeks with that little mountain. I just ain't been over that shit. Well, the guy I was walking with, he was gone for a minute. And I don't know if he came back in town. But we just didn't connect back with our this time walking and whatnot. You know, so I just come out here on this side. And I was coming before at one point, like 3 days a week. But now it's like just maybe 2 or 1. Hold on. All right. I'm back. I want to get up them few last low hills. Now, it's so great when I walk all the way to the end, right? But guess what? I got to walk back. Damn it. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking. I mean, I know what I was talking about in general, but I don't remember the last thing that I said. All right, let's go back. And I was trying to hold on to my thought. And then before I knew it, I started thinking about other things, looking at other things, so on and so forth. Lost my thought. I know I was talking about the subbing and working with the children, the young people. Yeah, well, that one room that I was talking about where the one teacher, she left. I stayed the next day. We had a ball. Oh, the little boy, I remember talking about him, the one liked to fight. I had a few of them that really enjoyed fighting. Hold on. Anyway, you know, I just ate a couple strawberries. Ain't nothing like a good ass strawberry. My grandmother used to go strawberry picking. She would go bean picking and strawberry picking out in the country. You know, the more rural parts of Ohio. And I would go with her. Her and one of the ladies from one of the churches. They used to go strawberry picking, honey. And we would go. I didn't mind that too much. I wasn't crazy about the bean picking thing. Because I didn't like beans. You know, and again, I'm the same now. I ain't like being out in that hot sun, okay? And, you know, when you go with them older ladies, they're going to be out there for how long? Till they get done. Okay? And it may seem when you're young like that, when you well, I wasn't little, but I was younger, you know. What seemed like a long time to you, they really don't be out there as long as you think. You just feel like it, especially when you don't want to do it, okay? And you under the hot ass, beaming ass sun, okay? Yeah, but I don't eat strawberries often. I used to, of course, growing up. I don't know. It's crazy, right? Now I told y'all before how I found some fruits I can't eat. Okay, I still may eat a banana every now and then, you know, if I'm hungry, you know, running a gas station, and I'm like, well, I don't want to get no chips and candy and shit. They go some bananas, get a banana. But I don't get them like I used to. Apples, I had an apple yesterday because it was in the box lunch at the, day before yesterday. It was in our box lunch at the orientation. I had not had an apple in a long time, okay? Changing, you know, I've been changing my fruits that I've been eating. And honestly, I haven't really even been eating that much fruit, period. But so I got some strawberries. I was like, let me eat some of these strawberries. I don't know what it is with me and fucking strawberries. When they're good, they're so good. I would look at them strawberries in the grocery store and be like, oh, they look so good. You know, when you get them strawberries in the grocery store, okay? Now, some fruits I don't like getting in the grocery store, okay? I damn sure don't like getting them at no big corporate chain grocery store. I don't. I like getting no produce from them places. I like Giant Eagle and shit. First of all, it costs too damn much. Second of all, it just, okay. it doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste like anything. Okay. It just seems like it's just, run through the conveyor belt. All right. So there's a grocery store I go to here, Cleveland owned, family owned, rather, Zagara. Zagara's has been around over there forever. Okay. I remember when I was younger. Okay. So, sometimes they have been going through some changes. I'll put it that way the last few years. So there's a market I like to go to way out called Sweetberry. Little air market, like very small, very tight in there. Really good. The meats are, oh my God. The chicken is so fucking good. And I know I'm like, y'all have to get this from a local farmer. This does not taste like that hard ass chicken. Okay, it's just when you cook it. And I cooked it one time. I was eating. I was like, this chicken, it just seemed different. And it didn't dawn on me where I got it from. I'm just cooking. I just cooked it and I'm just eating my dinner. So soft, like, and tender, and I cooked it the same way I always cook my chicken. Okay, not that my chicken be hard. When I cook it, I know how to cook this decent piece of chicken. Okay, and it's like, well, it hit me. Oh, you got this from Sweetberry. I think they get their stuff from like local, farmers and whatnot. You taste the difference. Okay, but sometimes, so when you get some strawberries and you get the carton, you gotta look real good throughout that carton. Turn it upside down. Just look all up in there, because it'll be one rotten strawberry in there. Okay, and don't take long for the rest of them to rotten up. Okay, it shouldn't take long for fruit to rotten up no damn way. you buy some fruit and you put it in the refrigerator in May. Some apples, I don't know, for example, in August, they still fine, not rotten at all. Not even a speck of, soft spot that's turning brown when the mold start forming. Something wrong. Something real wrong, okay? Or eggs. Eggs last for fucking ever and something wrong. What kind of eggs is them? What are they feeding us, damn it? Okay. But anyway, I don't know why I do it. I buy strawberry eggs and I just let them sit in the refrigerator. I just be looking at them. And it's like, and it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. It's like there's some kind of fear that I have. I'll see them in the store and be like, they look so good. Let me get some strawberries. Because, I went for a long time not eating strawberries. Because when I was when I studied with the Hebrews, we were vegan, so we would read up a lot on, stuff and food and what they was doing to the food and the GMO and all that kind of thing. They were spraying the strawberries with something. And I don't remember exactly what it was. They spray all this fruit, but it was something specific. Oh no, not them spraying it. What was it that it was? They were growing it with the genetics of pigs or something like that, And so we stopped eating strawberries for a while. Okay, so I always have that in the back of my mind. Maybe. I know I did. But now it's like, I don't think that I'm thinking about that, but maybe it is in my subconscious mind, because I'm looking at it like, and I'll let them sit there and rot. So I bought some the other day. So this morning I was like, eat the damn strawberries. There's nothing wrong with the damn strawberries. Nothing any more wrong with it than anything else. Eat the damn strawberries. Do not let another carton of strawberries sit in your refrigerator and go to shit. Well, one time I went to one store. I went to a Save-A-Lot. And honestly, this particular Save-A-Lot, it is in the hood, but I've gotten produce from there, and it was pretty damn good, all right? Because I used to live down there, so I would go there a lot, okay? When I didn't go up the hill to Zagara's and wherever else. And I just started going to Sweetberry regularly. But anyway, I got some blueberries and strawberries from there, and I tasted the blueberries, and I don't give a fuck, they didn't taste right. I was like, It didn't taste like they were rotten or rottening or spoiling or anything like that. They just did not taste right. I was like, something is not right with that blueberry. And I kept eating them just to be sure. Maybe it was just that one or something. So I left them sitting in there. And that caused me to be like, I ain't eating them strawberries. Now, this last batch of strawberries I got from cigars. Okay? They're pretty damn good. Strawberries pretty damn good. Okay? Oh, man. This is going to be a walk, man. I don't feel like doing it. But I got to get to my car. All right, so anyway, yeah. Strawberries. When we were kids, my mom used to, lady who raised me, we get the strawberries. She get the little shortbread, cut up the strawberries for us, wash them up, cut them up, put a little sugar on them. I don't know if it was a little, put some sugar on them. Good. And the juice from the strawberries and the sugar together. You have that little strawberry sweet juice. Stir it all up, put it on top of the shortbread, and then we take some what was that can whipped cream and put it on there. That was good. And one thing I liked that she did when we were little, especially like in the fall months, or like, when we were kids, I come from the area going outside to play. So she would do this more so like in the winter months. Saturdays, me and my brother just sit. First, we wake up on Saturday morning and we watch all the cartoons because, it wasn't all of this Cartoon Network and shit. Y'all remember some of y'all Saturday morning cartoon. And we get up. Usually he wake me up if I ain't get up on my own. We get up, have our cereal. And my mom would be asleep because she, working. So my brother would take the dining room chairs or dining room table and set them up, and we'd get blankets and put them over the back of the chairs and make a fort. He said, come on, let's make a fort, Nikki. So we make our fort. And we lay there under our fort. We watch the Saturday morning cartoons like superheroes and what was that one superhero that was Elastic Man? Is that what they call him? I don't remember. Wonder Twin Powers activate, all that good stuff, right? We watch those. And then, we be bored when all those go off. So we get on our clothes and whatnot, our winter clothes, our coat and boots and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about wintertime. It be snowing outside. See, these winters since I've been an adult ain't been shit. Okay. Like the winters I had growing up. I remember it seemed like there was never a day there was not snow on the ground, okay? These nice mild winters. Now, this past winter, we had, 2 or 3 serious snowstorms. There were 5 inches of snow and some ridiculous inch of snow, okay? But, this thing now, school's off, because the wind chill, blah, blah, blah. And the heat might not be on in the building. I know I sound like them old folks. You walk to school with no shoes. I know I may sound like that, but it's just the fucking truth, okay? We went to school, okay? The kids walked to the bus. They put on their moon boots. I know some of y'all remember them old, big old, ugly moon boots, but they was nice and warm, okay? And they kept your feet, warm. It wasn't no water seeping through the lining of them boots. Well, okay, wasn't no snow seeping through the lining of them boots. You wore them boots and through the stitching and whatnot. Put on them boots with a snowsuit, scarf, gloves, hat, book bag, okay? And you went to school, period. People got up and went to work. I remember seeing way back all the time, seeing chains on people's tires, okay, in the wintertime, okay? Yeah, some of y'all know what that's all about. We don't ever see that. I saw it once this past winter because the snowstorm we had. But, that was like a regular, all right? So, Saturday morning, we get up, watch our shit, put on our stuff, go outside and play. Played out there in the snow. We made snow angels. Come on, Nikki, let's make some snow angels. Listen, whatever he said, I did it, okay? Okay. We made snow angels, We would act like the sidewalk would be so slick, okay? Because it would just be ice. We would act like we were at an ice skating rink and, on the ice on the sidewalk. I remember one time, man, I fell on that sidewalk. Bam! I hit my head so hard. Ouch. Got up, rubbed it a little bit. You all right? Mm-hmm. And kept on going. You know what I'm saying? So we'd be out there for a little while until we couldn't take it no more. And then we go back in the house. My mom might be up by that point. She have us some chicken noodle soup ready. Campbell's chicken noodle soup. And then she fixed us some tea, some Lipton tea or some shit. Okay, that's what it was. It wasn't all the fancy stuff nowadays, with all the thousands of different flavors and whatnot. Lipton tea. And she put some sugar in it for us. But what she did, which was I liked, what she would take an orange and she would cut it so that they came out like rings. And then we would take the ring. She tells us, take the ring, they take the orange, one of the slices, and dip it in your tea. And then just suck the juice out of it. The tea, out of the orange. It was so good. Yeah. And then at some point, we might watch, what was that? Soul Train. Now, my mom went back to bed at that point. If we watched Soul Train, we had to turn it down real low. Because we was raised in the church and she really didn't want us listening to secular music, okay? So we turned down real low. And watch Soul Train. And then we would fight with who would lay over the heat, because the heater, okay, it was flat. It wasn't, it was flat on the floor in the house was it flat on the floor? Yeah, one of them was flat on the floor as opposed to, on the wall, as opposed to, what would that be, a vertical on the wall. It was flat on the floor. So we take a blanket, go lay on the heater, put our feet on the heater, and cover ourselves up with the blanket. And when the heat came on, it made the blanket, it filled up the blanket, and our whole body would be warm. So he would usually get it before I did. Okay. And if it's my turn, let me do it. No. So I have to get to it before he did on Saturday morning. But I would forget sometimes. Okay. And then I look and he over there. I'm like, damn. Okay, I forgot. And then maybe a movie come on or something. We watch a movie. Now, I remember when we got a little older, we would watch afternoon. We would watch, what was it? Wrestling. Okay, my brother had me into that. Okay, watching wrestling. And then after that, we would watch, what was it? Like one of the karate movies, kung fu movies, okay? It might be two come on, okay? And then who knows after that, Sometimes we get to go to the mall. My mom might take us to a mall just to get us out the house, And most of those malls here in Cleveland that we would go to, they're gone. They're using them for something else. I'm like, what the hell happened here? I didn't know that until I came back. I was gone away for a while, came back. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the mall. I'm going to go to Euclid Square Mall. I got there and I'm like, what the fuck? It was like 3 stores open. Everything was shut down. I'm like, what happened here? It was like a ghost town. And I didn't go to random mall because I think I had heard that it was falling apart, the Negroes. Now let me stop. Well, it's true, shit. Went through, fucked it up. That mall at one point was the largest mall in the country. That was a long time ago though, this was like in the 80s. And it was a really nice mall, okay? Next thing you know, folk came through there, okay? And tore that shit up, okay? Going through there, stealing and clowning and acting a goddamn fool. I mean, people had always been stealing in there, anywhere. But, I mean, just made a big production out of bullshit and coming in there fighting and gun toting and all that kind of goddamn. Cause I hate that shit. Okay, and it's nigga shit. Okay, and don't have no problems with it. Okay, because it's the truth. Now, I'm not saying people of other races don't have they shit that their own people would be like they hate that shit and whatever they call it shit. Okay, I'm talking about this here. Okay, and just completely fuck the goddamn mall ended up went to nothing. Okay. But anyway, moving on. And I don't know if that's what happened at Eagle Square Mall. I don't think so. I didn't hear that. I don't know what happened to that mall. I just knew I came in. I'm like, it was just nothing. I can't remember who's using it now. I think the Amazon folk is over there at Randall Mall. Okay. Richmond Mall. Well, they held on as long as they could, which was interesting because out of those 3 malls, when I was real young, that mall was the one everybody would be like, that was the mall you went to as a fucking last resort. It was just a real cheap ass, chinchy ass, nasty, stank mall. You know what I'm saying? You go in that motherfucker, it just felt like filth. Okay, like pure filth. Okay, and some people may say PWT. That's what it felt like when you went in that mall. Okay, but they had redone it, they had redid it, and it was really nice. Okay, and I think that mall just recently shut down. Yeah, just recently, not that long ago. Last maybe 5 years or something like that, maybe a little bit longer. And then there was Severance. With Severance, when I was little, that was another mall. Like, I don't think it wasn't so much a filthy feel. It was just really old. Just an old ass mall. Okay, it was an inside mall. And in the middle of the mall, when you walked in the middle, there was this huge red fountain. And it probably was all the rage, honey, when they first built that mall. Okay, like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? I believe it was named after the Severance family. I'm just learning about some of the history here, and I'm been hearing that name, because we have the Severance Hall, where I think that's where the orchestra plays, right? Okay, Cleveland Orchestra. Okay, because there was a lot of fucking money through Cleveland, Ohio. Serious money. But anyway, old money. Okay, if anybody ever is interested, you should look up, they got it on YouTube, Millionaires Row in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, check that out. It's just like amazing, like, wow, really? Okay, but anyway, which I had known about that, but then when I saw the little documentary they did on it, the video, it was even more like, wow, no sign of that now. But anyway, so Severance. So and let me tell y'all, it was this restaurant in Severance, okay? It was this buffet. Listen, that buffet was so fucking good. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like you would go there on Sunday. Listen, you go there Sunday after church, okay? If you didn't eat the church dinner, because that was back when folks would do church dinners, okay? When the churches when they would go in the kitchen of the church and actually cook food from fucking scratch. Okay, or they cooked it at home and brought it and warmed it up, but for the most part, a lot of times they would cook it right there. Oh, you smell the fried chicken, you in service, and you smell the fried chicken. And sometimes you couldn't smell it in the sanctuary, but just step out to go to the bathroom. Oh, and the smell of that fried chicken. Child, please. So good. But anyway, so if you didn't do that, you didn't cook, you go to this buffet at Severance. It was so good. It was so good. Okay. And the theater back there, I'm talking about the old, if anybody from Cleveland, I'm talking about the old Severance. Okay, I'm talking about when that red water fountain was in the middle of the mall, and they had the theater, and I was scared to go in that theater. It was like 2 screens. And it just looked like if you walked in there, something was gonna happen to you. Okay, if I had ever gone to a movie at that when the theater was there, it was because I was with an adult and they said, "Come on, we're going to this movie. Okay, I'm taking y'all kids to the movie." But I don't ever remember going there. So at the, I know my brother, I think he told me he went one time with somebody, but I don't think I ever went there because it just was just like, And they didn't redo that mall until I think I might have been like either maybe a preteen or teen. So that mall had been like that that red fountain had been in the middle of that mall for a long time. I mean, in my life, okay? It wasn't like it was changed over like when I was like 6 or something, okay? So like I'm saying, that shit probably was all the rage when they first opened that shit, you know what I mean? Grand opening and shit, lights and, all kind of shit, okay? But by the time I came along, it was like, yeah, So then they redid it. Got rid of the fountain, okay, spruced it up. Hi, how y'all doing? Good. Modernized it a little bit. Oh, Lord. I don't remember seeing. Modernized it a little bit. And, hey. Look, they jamming over here. Listen, Cameo used to be my favorite group when I was like 14. Cameo. I loved Cameo. I loved Prince back then. Okay, but anyway, let me stay focused. Y'all know how I do. I go from one thing to the next. Okay, and I ain't do about 4 or 5 people sitting over there, older people just sitting there chilling. They probably got more people coming later on. Okay. They got the grill going, but I don't smell shit. But anyway, so they modernized Severance a little. We got rid of the fountain and everything. I think they kept that restaurant, that little buffet restaurant there for a while, because that motherfucker, I know it made excellent money. Across the way, on the other side from the restaurant was Huff Bakery. You know Huff Bakery, that's a Cleveland thing, okay? They got rid of all the Huff Bakeries, okay? They all closed down, okay? That's one of them landmark things. How you get rid of Huff Bakery? How it go out of business? Yeah, I think it went bankrupt, okay? How it go bankrupt, okay? Everybody love Huff Bakery. But I think somebody told me there was somebody trying to reestablish Huff Bakery, okay? I think I heard that, okay? I mean, it's just like, well, Huff Bakery, it's like, Huff Bakery? How? No. It was one of them type of thing, But then he had Davis Bakery. And there still is a Davis. I never liked Davis Bakery. My brother used to love them. I didn't like Davis Bakery, okay? Their cakes was nasty. Their birthday cakes was just nasty. Somebody asked me, my daughter, she said, well, why was it nasty? It tasted like the cream, the frosting or whatever. It tasted like buttery wax, like just like straight butter. I mean, it was just the cake wasn't flavorful, nothing. But Huff, you go to Huff and get you some glazed donuts, okay? Get you some cupcakes, cookies, milk and cookies, okay? Huff was just a nice space. I really used to like the glazed donuts from Huff, okay? That's what I like. It wasn't a goddamn thing I liked at Davis Bakery. Nothing. But there still is one open, okay, way out. But anyway, just one thing about Cleveland has some old places, the mom and pop places, Cleveland owned. Just from back in the day, they were just so good. Corky and Lenny's. I know somebody out there remember Corky and Lenny's. Okay, they were known for their corned beef. I'm pretty sure Corky and Lenny's is still around, okay, but not like it was, okay. And the corporate folks want to come in and take over the plazas and redo the plazas and shit and kick out all the local businesses, with all that real good food, and then you get corporate shit. But you go and support it because, you just get that. Instead of the local person who makes the good corned beef sandwiches and the good Polish boys and shit, they done kick them out, all right? Good salamis and all of that type of shit. They didn't kick them out, and you just take your ass over there to what's the name of that? Wingstop. That type of shit. Okay. Five Guys. Okay. What's that other motherfucker over there? One of them Philly cheesesteak places. I'm not saying anything's wrong with the food okay? It's just that it's the same old shit. It's the same old shit, same old corporate bullshit, okay? And all the little local folk and local family and local businesses who start their businesses here and had good clientele, and and it was a neighborly thing, and the food was good and fresh, and it tasted delicious, and had their own special family recipes and all that kind of thing. It's gone, okay, just gone. And maybe you can still find one that's still trying to keep on keeping on, okay, around the corner somewhere. All right, but anyway, it's back to Severance. So then that theater was still there when they redid it, that's right. When they redid it, I think they added that I don't know if that extension was added onto it or if it was always there, and I don't remember it. But I think there was an extension added onto it. You go back there, you had the food court and whatnot. How you doing this morning? Hey. Shoot, honey, these dogs out here, some of these goddamn dogs. But anyway, they had addicts. You went back there, they added the extension. You had the food court back there, okay? You had Cinnabon. I worked at Cinnabon, okay? I was the oldest one, okay? I wasn't the oldest, but I was one of the few who could work I was 17, 18, you had to be 18 to work the machine, okay? To make the frosting and to make the batter or dough, whatever the hell, for the Cinnabons, okay? So I knew how to make all that shit, okay? And I worked at a lot of the food. Well, it was another little mom and pop place. Listen, they had, oh my God, their food was so good, okay? I think they were Jewish, okay? And their daughter she was the manager, older couple. Their burgers were so good, fresh off the grill, honey. I worked there as cashier, so that was another place in the food court. I don't even remember the name of that place, okay? And you had the corn dog on the stick. Yeah, I remember corn dog on the stick with that good ass lemonade. And then you had your theater, and the theater was so nice. Okay, the theater was so nice. It was like, yes, a real theater, okay? And I worked at the theater for a second. But see, one night, it was at night, because you know how the movies are, okay? The mall had even closed. What did the mall close or was about to close? They want me to take trash all the way outside, all the way to the back to the dumpster. By myself, yeah. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Because, see, what had happened was, right, before they had did that, made that food court and stuff like that, they had redid the mall, right? And they put a gold circle back there. I don't know if y'all remember gold circle. I think people try to say Target is the same as, it's there, a Kmart, gold circle. It's the same shit as these Walmarts and Targets and shit like that, okay? But anyway, they had put a gold circle. And listen, I don't know what the hell was up with that gold circle. But then, motherfucker, you could watch the news any given day, and they kept finding dead bodies, okay, back there. The drug deals and dead bodies and all type of shit, all right? So, I don't know if that's why they, I think something bit me. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's why they had closed down the gold circle, but they got rid of that shit. I don't think it was that long, okay? I don't remember being, you watch the news on Monday, dead bodies over at Gold Circles, when the snow melt and all that kind of crazy ass shit. Like, what the fuck is going on over there, okay? But eventually, it didn't take long. That Gold Circle wasn't there long. They got rid of that, and then that's when they revamped and did the food court and everything that I was talking about, okay? And, but the theater was nice. I used to love to go to the movies there. And my brother would go to the movies. Me and him ain't never had no problem with doing stuff by ourselves, okay? He would go to the movies by himself. And I would too, right? But he would tell me how he would go to the movies. He'd go pay for one and see like 3 or 4 movies. And I'd be like, huh? How you do that, And he'd be like, because after one movie's over, I go to another theater and sit there and watch the movie. Wait for it to end, watch the whole movie. Be gone all day long. And he would be. I'd be like, where is he at? Be gone all day. Okay, all day, just hanging out up there. So I was like, how you do that? How they don't catch you? He was like, you just gotta be careful about it. So one day, I said, take me, show me how to do it. And he showed me too. We went there one day, and I think we only watched like 2. Maybe 2 or 3, okay? Not his usual, his, outing for his Friday outing, Saturday outing, okay? But anyway, because I wasn't going to be taking no trash out to the dumpster late, not by myself. It was enough that you wanted me to get the trash anyway. When these dudes is up in here, okay? And I know some people may have an issue with that. I don't care, If I have to take it out, I take it out. But when there's a man there, that's what you do. We all have our roles. Oh, shit. Okay, but anyway, it's like where I live, okay? Like the house I live in, upstairs is 2 students. They live above me, okay? One live on the 2nd floor, one live in the attic. The city finally gave us some trash cans, okay? Put that trash in that trash can, and guess who take the garbage to the curb? You got it. One of them. I made it clear. I'm not going to do that. But what I will do, okay? Like in the summer, like in the winter when we had these bad storms, okay? Y'all get out here and shovel shit. Well, when I lived in the house that I was in, okay, that my grandparents had left me, I was shoveling shit, okay? But when it was too bad, I get the young man across the street because his daddy didn't play that shit, okay? All right? He ain't raised no bums, okay? In the hood, okay? All I do, I say, hey, can your son? He sure can't. No, now he can. Yes, ma'am. Yes, he will. He didn't ask them if they wanted to do it, okay? He didn't tell them that they would get paid for doing it. How you doing? He told them, you gonna go over there across the street to help Miss Lewis. You gonna shovel her shit. Okay, Dad. All right. Okay. And I pay him. You know what I'm saying? I paid him. And, but anyway, so what I did, the young man in the house that I live in, they shovel, and I fix them something to eat. I fix them a nice, hearty meal. Okay? Thank you. Okay? Because I ain't going to shovel like this. I'm not going to do that shit. And it's men here. Okay? It's men here. You go do that. But I will make sure that I do my part. And my part is making sure that you have something to eat and something to drink. Because not only have you serviced, completed a service for yourself, but you have for me as well. And I sure appreciate it. Okay? Right? And they seem to like my cooking. Okay? And I did it every single time. Hi, how y'all doing? Not every single time then. But when it was real ridiculous, I made sure, even if it was something light, I got some tea for you, coffee, which one you like. you understand what I'm saying? You like tea, you like coffee. Okay, you need a hot drink, you need some ice water. Okay, if it's a little light dusting. Okay, but if it's heavy, something heavy, and they don't been out there working in the cold, whatnot, then I'm gonna make sure you have some food. Okay, all right. We all got our role. Now I don't mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, and there's men here. I'm not. Okay, now and they had no problem with it. Thank you. And if they didn't want it, if they felt like they were fine, oh no, it wasn't that big of a deal. We're fine. Okay, I don't need it, I'm fine. Okay. But they're students too, you know what I mean? They're both in medical school. And, if I have a little extra and I feel like they need it, because like one guy lived right above me. I didn't see him for, all right, you too. I didn't see him for, oh my God, weeks. That means his car was just parked. What the hell? He was shut down. Upstairs, locked down, studying for this big exam that he had for like weeks. Okay, he was like, "Oh no, I only leave the house if I have to." You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, "Well, do you need food?" He locked away. I said, "Because I hadn't seen you." Now, we usually would cross paths, and you need something to eat. I'll make sure you have some food. Up there studying like that. But so anyway, back to severance. So then they revamped it again, which I couldn't figure out why. But when they had done it again, I was away. I wasn't living here. So I come back home. Is that when they did it? Yeah. Before I came back, they turned it into an outside mall. And I was like, why? Why did they do that? Why did they change it? Shit, I don't know. I don't even think there was any particular, explanation given to me. I don't think people knew why. They just did. Okay. And they still had a theater there, which was cool. And it was, they shut that shit down. Okay. So, it ain't really too many malls around here on this side. Okay. And then there's one that when I was younger, okay, that mall was a mall, where people, with money, okay, money, okay, not average money, okay, that was the mall they went to. Okay, that's where Saks is and all that kind of stuff, all right? And that shit is still there. But, you close down all the malls, and so people gonna go over there and cut the fool like they did at the other one. And they had one time where the mall had to close. The mall closed at, what was it? 7 o'clock or some shit. Okay? Because people who want to come in with the nigga shit, with the guns, and scared everybody, okay, and all that kind of dumb shit, okay, it was trying to keep that element up out of there. I don't know now, okay, I rarely go to a goddamn mall. I don't like them shits, okay, not because of that. I just don't care for a mall, because sometimes it feels so fucking, which it is, materialistic. Now, I don't want to say it is. I mean, they have things there that you may need or that you may want, fine, okay? But it become like, maybe when I was younger, I kind of liked that environment, with the stunting environment, all that kind of shit. And you 50. You in 40s and 50s, and all just the materialism, the spirit of materialism written all over your fucking face. It's just not my thing. I just don't like it. It's a turn off. Okay? Because I might be a sub over one of your children. And you should, instead of the stunting, you need to be go stunting, helping them learn their AB fucking C's. Because they shouldn't be 14 fucking years old and not know their multiplication tables. Goddamn. Not understand at one time 3 is 3. Okay? And I exaggerate not. And you fucking 14. Okay? And you can't fucking add. I don't understand the concepts of addition and subtraction, division and multiplication. Okay? And I ain't got no problem with nobody looking good. But it ain't got to be one extreme or the other. Can't there be balance? Can we do well in all areas, or as best we can? All right. So no, I just don't like going to them. Now, unless I want a Cinnabon or something, I gotta go in the mall and get that shit. Okay. And because I don't like the energy and the atmosphere of it and the spirit of it, fuck the goddamn cinnamon roll from Cinnabon. Okay. I don't like it. Okay. Hey, it is what it is. I was thinking today, what I'm about to say is what this walk talk was going to be about, but of course you know how that goes. Okay. Was how people say, I woke up this morning, get myself ready, make up my bed, and I heard that saying, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. And I kind of laughed at that. I was kind of tickled at that, because I immediately thought of that verse right after that. Well, what I said to myself after I heard it in my head, hey, how are you? I'm doing good too, thank you. After I heard it, They say, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. And then I immediately heard in my head, I think, what's wrong with that? Or something like that. Or so what? And right after that, the thought came to me, that scripture, be careful for nothing, but with everything, by prayer and supplication, make your requests be made known unto God. Be careful for nothing, in other words, or be anxious for nothing. Okay? All right? You know, it's interesting people say that, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. I think that should go with some, morning, I think that should go with some, needs some more thought. Okay? Be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. Okay, if what you're asking for, you're not ready for, okay, maybe you don't know how to maintain it when you get it, or you're asking for something that is obviously detrimental to you. Well, I said obviously, meaning you look and see that shit ain't no good for me. I know it's not. Okay, or it can bring on these potential problems and issues in my life. You know, then I can understand that. Okay. But just the whole, in general, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. But hell, if you want that thing, depending on what it is, I say, be anxious for nothing. Be careful for nothing. But with everything by prayer and supplication, make your request be made known unto God. But pray, be prayerful about it. I'm not quite 100% sure what the supplication means. Here, let me see if I can look it up real quick. Hold on. Okay, this is interesting. The action of asking or begging for something earnestly or humbly. Okay. To make a humble entreaty, especially to pray to God, to ask humbly and earnestly, to ask for her earnestly and humbly. Okay. Difference between prayers and supplication. Supplication is a form of prayer. Okay. All right. They were talking about the difference and maybe in the posture of your prayer. Okay. With supplication. Okay. But I think that may be prayerful about it so that you have an understanding of what it is that you're asking for, knowledge of what it is that you're asking for. Okay. Maybe even, however you view your prayer, whether you feel like you're talking to outside sources, God or God within, whatever, getting a true understanding of what you're asking for, if you're ready for, do you need it? Why do you need it? Or, do you want it? Why do you want it? How it can be beneficial to you, even possibly how it can be beneficial to others. Although I don't think everything that we have, that we desire and want need to be something that's going to be beneficial to others as well. No, if it's okay if it's just beneficial to you. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't always about others, okay? You. What else was I going to say? Can you maintain that once you have it? What do you want to do with it? And even with that, not a thing of judgment, of judging yourself, okay, in the negative, but just an understanding, and all that get an understanding. You understand what I'm saying? That's what, scriptures say. All that getting, okay, what does it say? Wisdom is the principal thing, right? But in all that get an understanding, okay? Which I think would be wisdom as well, So I think that don't allow yourself to hear that thought of be careful what you ask for, you just might get it, and put you in a state of fear. No, or no, maybe I shouldn't want that, or try to shut down some things that you want, okay, or your desires, okay. But at the same time, to have a handle, so that one can have a handle on themselves, okay, and be grounded in their petitions, okay, and in their desires. What is it? Know thyself. Just be knowledgeable of yourself, okay, and what it is that you want, the whys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, okay? So that if you pray for that thing and you get it, okay, great. It's not a burden. It's not burdensome to you. With, so that you haven't just running and worked to obtain something without a man and without any kind of foresight, without any knowledge about what it is that you're doing, about what it is that you are obtaining. Like, you could, maybe we could use something simple. Maybe a particular kind of car you want, maybe a luxury car or something like that, okay? And you get it, you wanted it, you got it. But can you maintain it? Understand that the maintenance on that luxury car is not going to be the same as the maintenance on maybe, a Honda. It's not. It ain't no maybe about it. It's not. It's going to cost more. Okay? Things like that. You got it. Okay? So, things that you want, be mindful or conscious. Well, they say conscious living on purpose. Be mindful of what it is. Live on purpose. Be conscious of what it is that you're trying to obtain and have in your life. Okay? So that you don't have to be careful or be anxious. Be anxious for nothing. Be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. No, be careful for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. But, there's a but. It ain't just, that ain't the end of it. Okay? But, by prayer and supplication, or with prayer and supplication. Okay? Prayerful. Okay? Meditating on it. Understanding it. Okay? Getting that understanding and all that getting. Okay? That you going when you get it. Okay? You had that understanding. So on and so forth. Make your requests be made known unto God. Okay? And even so still, there just may be a lesson in that will help you grow, to get you or take you on your path, or to help you on your path of your life, in your lane that might be great for others. That's all I got. All right? I done walked this whole park. I'm about maybe 2-3 minutes away from my car. And I'm feeling a little hungry. Hungry, that's what my daughter's father used to say to her when she was a baby. Are you hungry? Hungry? I thought that was cute. But I didn't do that. You hungry? I don't really think I did any baby talk with my daughter. But I thought it was cute. I won't tell him not to do it. She had an understanding one way or the other. All right. But anyway, I'm going to get on up off here. Eat me a couple more strawberries. Okay. Go home. Shower. Eat something. I really like bagels. There's this place here. Okay, let me put it this way. I really like Biley's Bagels. There's a place here called Biley's Bagels. Locally owned. Honey, they had the best bagels. Oh my God, they're so good. And I love their rye bagels because I really love rye bread. My grandmother, she ate rye bread. And when I was little, I couldn't figure out, why does bread look like this? Or why she eat this kind of bread? Why she just can't eat the white bread? But I wouldn't dare ask that question. I could ask why you eat this bread, but, not like that. I just didn't ask. But I love rye bread. And I liked it. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't understand it because no place else I went ate that. People's house I went to, nobody else had it. Everybody just had typical white bread. Okay? And we're talking about long 70s, y'all. Okay? Shit. Wonder bread. Goddamn. Okay? Wasn't no 1,000 millions, gazillions of different kinds of breads in the store. Sure, there was pumpernickel and rye and everything. I'm just talking about typical things, okay, that you just saw in general. And you can probably say, well, it depends on what home. I'm talking about the ones that I grew up in. So, But they have really good rye bagels. They have really good pumpernickel. So good. And they make them right there, fresh in house. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about this place. This donut place. I was talking about Huff Bakery's Donuts. It was in East Cleveland. It was called Jack's Donuts, honey. Oh, I think I told y'all about Jack's Donuts. I don't know. A little Italian couple, older couple. He be in front, she be in back with that apron on, making them donuts fresh, bag, greasy as hell. I think I did tell y'all about that. I have a tendency to repeat myself, okay? So, hey, look, I'm finished. I'm finished. All right, I almost didn't not come, but I was like, I ain't gonna walk that whole thing today. All right, but it's beautiful outside. Now I smell these people ribs down here. I smell these people grill down here. I think I do want some ribs today too. All right. Yeah, I eat pork. I do. My grandmother used to make lamb ribs. Loved her ribs. Oh my God, they were so good. Okay, and she had her own barbecue sauce she made. It was really, really good. But anyway, I'm done. Now, see if I can find some good ribs. Okay, I do want some today. Okay, there's one place, Open Pit, down in the hood, around the corner from where I used to live. They have some pretty good ribs. I don't know no place else, so I gotta be honest with y'all. I'm sure there's someplace else, but I ain't going to no corporate type place for no boiled ribs. Oh, okay. All right, but anyway, y'all be blessed. Peace.